Hi there, it's the Nursing Geek. Welcome back to my channel and welcome to my new Roseville shop. Nursing Geek's Basalt Boutique, which is not exactly a work of architectural genius, I will absolutely grant. And I need to work on the surroundings. I went with dimensions that are a bit smaller than the maximum were allotted so that I could do something around the edges, but I'm not sure what yet. But anyway, I had finally figured out what to sell and figured I should probably start selling it because I am definitely spending diamonds when I have them. But for an economy to work, you have to be doing both spending them and making them. And this is what I've decided to sell, at least for now. It's something I have now got the ability to access in decent quantities, and so yeah, that seemed like a good idea. I also really like what I ended up coming up with for the floor, trying to make this out of mostly basalt. Sadly, we do not yet have basalt stairs or slabs, so the roof had to be spruce, so did the door. But, you know, baby steps. So we've got regular basalt and polished basalt. I went with 1 diamond for 2 stacks because it's not a super rare resource, and the way that I'm obtaining it, it's not even a remotely rare resource. It is work though. So I'm thinking 1 diamond for 2 stacks is probably good. I don't know how to price things. And of course, gotta have an ATM for the customers. And if I ever come up with other things, I've got more room to add them, or even just to decorate a little more in here. But yeah, that's what we've got here for now. My shulker collection has grown, in part because this time I did go ahead and give in to curiosity and get a mystery box, which has some cool stuff, and like protection helmet, which is the same as the one I have. I should check in the wiki whether that bumps you to protection 2 or not. I'm not sure how that works. Some iron, some other things that are, range from, fire aspect sword. Interesting. Some glass, which I definitely am going through a lot of glass, so that's going to be helpful. And basalt, which I laughed when I saw that. Podzol, which I did say I'm going to need a lot of, so that's going to be handy. And the golden horse armor. There are some horses near my base that I'm going to have to go tame one, and then they're getting gold armor. Yeah, and some ender pearls, always handy, and brown wool. And one of the things that was in here, which I replaced with something, the bed, was some spruce wood with logs, which was good because I realized I needed something to do the door and the roof with. But speaking of the bed, well, I suppose it doesn't matter because I'm in Roseville. I did attract some phantoms the other night, but I have since then slept, so if nobody else sleeps, that's not a big deal. Let's get back dressed, before I go making any silly mistakes again, because oh my goodness, I'm still so horrified that I managed to do that with the other pants. So yeah, let's be careful. Oh yeah, and I now am the proud owner of an OP warped fungus hoe, and we'll see why that is in a little bit. But yes, I never thought I'd even make a diamond hoe at all, like not even for the advancement. And then I made one, and it was dying very quickly because you go through hoes pretty quickly farming warped fungus or crimson fungus. But yeah, actually should have named it OP giant fungus hoe, but whatever. yeah, so I ended up putting unbreaking and mending on it. And also made myself a diamond axe, which I managed to get efficiency 2 and unbreaking 2 on just from enchanting it and through mending on it. I was going to throw unbreaking 3 on it, and then it came with unbreaking 2, and I said, well, for now, maybe I should leave it alone and I can put the unbreaking 3 book on something else. Let's get all of these. I don't think I left myself enough room for... Yeah, I did. Let's... Yeah. Because an iron shovel is exactly what belongs in your shulker box. Well, I guess it can go there. I mean, that's where the iron armor has ended up, so that I can grab it if I'm doing something that's like super dangerous and the diamond armor won't help me, but might get ruined. Yeah. Okay. So that's that for now. Even with the white dye, that is a little hard to read, I think. But I think that's what I'm going to have to go with for now. All right, and I've done quite a bit of shopping, so it's time for me to head back home. So let's do that. Home sweet home, which has had a few changes, as you can kind of see. Can't make that sort of shows up. Yeah. Slowly but surely, with the help of History Wes, I finally have a synced portal that is, it's actually connected to his tunnel, which then connects to the east tunnel of the Nether Highway system, but that is still under construction at the moment. So I don't know how that's going to evolve over time. And I went ahead and started working on prettying it up in the sort of aesthetic that I am going for. There's some other things I want to do there, but that's a start. I think I forgot to mention, and let's see how good I do splicing this in here. Mainly because I've recorded this episode or some version of it so many times and then not been able to upload and said, well, I'm going to start over because that's old now. So yeah, the story of this portal, I will not go into all of the details, mainly because they are not very flattering to my intelligence. Remember there's a ruined portal over that way somewhere. I did try connecting that, and what I thought happened was that I spawned a portal into the middle of the developing east tunnel, freaked out that I had messed it up, chopped it all down, went the long way back to spawn, needed rescuing to even get back into the hub. It was a whole big mess. And then, as I was puttering around out here, saw somebody come on and assume that they were being pranked by somebody who had stolen their portal. Oh, I didn't spawn a new portal into the middle of the east tunnel. No. I had connected accidentally, because of weird portal mechanics, that ruined portal to somebody's personal portal and hallway. Yeah. Namely History Wes. And I think I had figured out it was his hallway, but I still had not put together the pieces to realize it was his portal. And yeah, oh my gosh, someone who's been so generous in helping me get started is my neighbor over that way somewhere, I believe. Been a very generous, welcoming neighbor, and I took down his portal because I thought I had basically vandalized the tunnel by spawning one in there. So the end result was that he helped me get one set up here, and taught me a few things about actually syncing portals properly. Because I clearly did not know what I was doing, because I only ever really make them in Mage Rage. And then we just spawn it wherever the heck we are and come out wherever the heck we come out. There's no science to it. So I'm very used to thinking of it, yeah, well, you create a portal up here and you land wherever you land in the Nether. But not when you're on a server with other people. It's actually a lot more involved than that to make sure that you have it where you want it and not randomly connecting to other portals. Anyway, so I do want to say thank you to History West for being very gracious about my really ridiculous mistake. And not only that, but then also helping me set this up so that I do, in fact, have a portal. So now the sun is setting again, and hey, maybe that'll help with the whole splicing in, but I need to run inside for a nap. And then there's this. This was yesterday's project. It still needs some more decorating and stuff, but the structure itself is done, which is miraculous. This was courtesy of a tutorial by SheepGG to make a storage building, because I was starting to have not so much storage space issues as storage organization issues. And when I saw this, I said, oh, that looks really cool. It was all done in primarily oak and wool, actually. And I decided that spruce and warped fungus stems and planks were going to be much more the aesthetic I was going for, especially with this really cool door, which needs a pressure plate. And then you come in here and it is welcome to all the chests. The chests actually make the walls in key points. And then you've got chests stacked against the walls and more chests. And then, you can go up here to have a look at your chests and see what all you've got down there when you're trying to remember where to find something. And then if you need overflow, there's chests up here. It's a little out of control. I really don't think I'm ever going to need this many chests, but I did follow the whole tutorial practically block by block. I did not strip that one piece of warped fungus though, and that is going to bug me. Or that one. Okay, what did I do with my scaffolding? Let's fix that right now while I'm seeing it and thinking of it. Oh, come back another one. Okay. I'm approximately as good with scaffolding as I am with ladders. There we go. A neat design element I thought was using barrels like this at the entrances, because, well, on the one hand, yes, it just sort of breaks up the texture a little bit, but on the other, if you don't have time to sort things, and this obviously is not connected to an auto sorter of any kind, but you just need to dump some stuff off to make room in your inventory, you can just dump it right in there and go sort it later. Like if you've just been mining and have a whole bunch of cobble or whatever. Yeah, I need to do something here. Actually, no, I don't have any bones on me. Okay. So that's one of the things that I've been working on. The other I don't even remember at this point because there have been episodes that I decided were too outdated that I'm not dealing with anymore. I may or may not have shown this sort of semi-automatic thing that I was working with when I had only crimson fungus to work with, and just to generate the mushrooms in the first place. And then I got hold of some warped nylium. When I asked if anybody had any they wanted to trade or sell, I got instant, like, oh, just come to my place, stick down a piece of netherrack next to it, and bone meal it up, which I was very grateful for. Oh, and the sun's going to go down. So now that I have these two spots, which this is all going to go away, this mess, and get replaced with something prettier. So is this monstrosity. Well, it's not going to go away. It's going to get contained in something prettier. I don't know if I'd ever be able to put this underground because it has to go up that high, because sometimes the giant fungi go that high. I still have to work out what I want to do in terms of setting up stuff around it. Some of it even comes through the back here, which that just doesn't even make sense to me. But whatever. And I don't remember the name of the person whose tutorial I followed to make this. I wanted a no TNT warped and crimson fungus farm. Let me do a quick demonstration. Somewhere over here I should have bone meal. Actually, I think it's up here. Now that we have the master storage system over there, this should get cleaned up. Well, I shouldn't need that much, but it might take more than two. So, oh, perfect. Well, let's have a couple. Okay, so that got me 11 warped fungi. Ooh, and finally one of the twisting vines. Let me plant that and let that grow a bit. All right, and then come on over here and turn this thing on. Wait a minute. Well, that was silly. Okay, and we will shut you off and stop wasting bone meal. So yes, that just got me all of this. And originally I was thinking I was going to have to contain it with a building made out of immovable blocks. And when I was looking at the least expensive immovable blocks, because I did not want to build a building this size out of obsidian, I learned some things like campfires and barrels and chests are immovable objects. So I was considering, especially I've seen some really neat builds recently using extinguished campfires, and I might still incorporate that just because. But then the other thing I've been working on, which relates to the shop, is where I finally got it through my head that yes, pistons can only push up to 12 blocks. So the building that contains this is going to need to, it doesn't need to go any further than like here-ish. Maybe maybe here-ish, but then it can go over this way to as much as 12 and up this way to as much as 12 from the machine. Unfortunately, none of those went quite 29 blocks high, but yeah, they do go 29 blocks high. It's fun. So now let me show you what I've been working on that has to do with basalt. And I bet you think that means we're going into the nether. Me? Going into the nether proper? Right. So this is my mine area. There's a cave up there someplace that needs lighting up and clearing out. And this is my basalt generator. It is all torched up because even with the sea lanterns up here, I'm going to have to bring them down a bit, I think, because I was still getting spawnable blocks on here. But does it matter which one? No, it doesn't matter which one, so I might as well just use the one that's in my hotbar. You get a decent amount, what is it, 156 blocks in about 5 minutes. You do have to mine it, same as I still have to cut down the giant fungi, but yeah. This generator is from Sweeney Dunstan's tutorial, which I will also link below. I'm linking like all the tutorials today. Okay, so the downside, and the reason I need to fix the lighting issue, is I can't go mine and just let this run if I get too far away from here, because then I come back to find a skelly shooting at me. So I need to fix that problem. But other than that, this is working out great. All you have to do is mine out this block here, and it's going to run until it's full, until these have all pushed 12 blocks down and can do no more. Same as when this one has pushed 12 blocks over and can do no more. And that's when I got it through my head that yes, as long as I had enough space to contain all of that, then the giant fungus farm does not have to be made out of all 100% non-piston movable blocks. So let's go ahead and mine this out and let it go. That one down, I've got one right here. One's empty. And that one's empty. So what I'll do is I'll fill one of those with regular basalt and one of them with polished basalt, and anytime I go to Roseville, then I can check what's needed and top them off. And also make all the basalt that I need for my own building needs, because I am going to use a fair bit of it. It is loud, so I'm going to stay over here. Just watch the lights flash and then go on over. And if I can't come up with stuff to talk about, then I will cut out and back. But yeah, so that's what I finally came up with for a thing to sell, because nobody else is so far selling basalt. They're selling other nether-related items. Folks are selling end-related items and some regular overworld stuff, but nobody is selling basalt in any of its two forms, which, oh my goodness, it so needs slabs and stairs and all the good things like that. So maybe next time around. Of course, I'm still waiting on slabs and stairs of concrete and terracotta too, so I won't hold my breath. But anyway, it'll work nicely with this sort of enchanted aesthetic that I'm going for with this base. Obviously that very basic little farmhouse is going to come down, because even as a shed, even as like a garden shed, it's kind of too boring. And it's funny because I am usually all about the functional over form, but I guess being on a builder's SMP makes me want to build. So yeah, that's the goal. If you do follow the link to Sweeney Dunstan's tutorial, you'll see why this has like crimson stems and warped planks making it up. Basically, it boils down to they are both resistant to lava, and you would normally mine, the correct instrument to mine them with is an axe, not a pick, whereas the correct instrument to mine basalt is a pick. So even if you've got like, an F5 pick and a haste beacon and whatever, you are still not going to mine through your frame. You may take out a piston. I have done that. Okay, that looks to be done. Time to go torch it up. I don't need to harvest any more right now. And I'm not checking actual light levels at this point. I'm just eyeballing it and probably overdoing it. Because I just don't really like coming out from one of my branches to be getting shot at. I'm weird like that. One little source block of lava makes all the noise of a lava lake. Sometimes. Of course, now it's being quiet to make a liar of me. Anyway, that is what I have been up to. Let's see, is it nighttime? Nope. Good. So let's get rid of the basalt. Nope, that can go. That can go in the storage house. Of course, I have made it difficult for myself to get back and forth between the mine and the storage house, so I shall have to fix that. Okay. The other thing I've been working on is just getting a handle on the boundaries of my base, because at one point I thought I was going to build this, and I even started laying the foundation over here. But remember, that is the easternmost point of my base, and it's a 300 block radius. So it's kind of hard to figure out the arc of it, but it was going to cut right through somewhere around here. Yeah, like this. And that was not going to really work. So it is within the boundaries, but only kind of just. So no going any further in that direction, which is hilarious because I never thought I was going to build that much over here anyway. What I think I'm going to do over here is build a lake house, because, you know, lake. I mean, I think it's technically a river, but I'm calling it a lake. And that can be the actual, you know, where I fish and things. And then build a barn for these guys and actually get them organized. And among other things, keep the mushrooms away from the sheep, because it gets very nerve-wracking when I need to shear sheep and they go cuddle up to the mushrooms, because they have learned that this will make me hesitant to shear them, because I don't want to accidentally shear a mushroom. I don't think the sheep AI is actually capable of learning anything, but they sure managed to make it seem that way. Yep. So probably going to level that by take down 1 or maybe 2 layers of that hill for the barn and stables, or maybe I'll just make it all level with the base of their area. Or maybe I'll bring them up. I don't know. I think that would be harder, just because it would mean moving and managing them. I don't know. We'll see. I don't want to do too much terraforming, although I said that and I flattened all that out. But it does kind of need to be flat to work. So yeah, I'm gonna have to level things a little bit here somehow and do that. One of the motivations to getting this farm going was because I want to, like I said, do this sort of enchanted aesthetic. But the other thing was they said they needed a lot for the whatchamacallit, thingamawhatsit, nether highway system. Yeah, that. And then I heard somebody say they had plenty, which I find hard to believe because there's just so much, but maybe somebody has one of the explosive TNT ones and they were able to knock it all out a lot faster. But I'll check with Proteus, because I think he's the one kind of running that project, and make sure whether or not they still need more. Because as much as I want to get building on my stuff, I also want to contribute to that to the extent that it's needed, and I do not want to walk into sweet berry bushes. And now it's going to be sunset, which makes for a great backdrop to sign off. At least until it actually goes down and then is night and things start spawning. So this will be very short and sweet. And I'll just say that until next time, I hope you have a wonderful day.